let's go ahead and talk about the Pathways game. Now, I know this is a little old by now, considering that this all came out like a year and a half-ish ago, but there's an interesting development that has happened where this game is concerned, and I want to talk about it a little bit. But first, let's talk about fan art. I want to talk about the stuff y'all have done in relation to this channel, and it's actually way more relevant here than it normally is, because fan art comes as an unintended consequence of doing things on the internet. And fan art is exactly what has come from the Pathways game in the worst way possible. But today's fan art is here, and it is from Axo saying, "Man, this is the last time I take cooking advice from Suris. Axo, I'm so happy you're cooking with a cast iron skillet. I'm just upset that it's a cast iron skillet that can hold the equivalent of exactly 1 egg. You can hold half an omelet in that. You can cook the idea of bacon in that. You can have pork loin that looks longingly at that pan and wonders why. And that's about all you can do with it. But apparently, there is still a slime Suris in it, so at least somebody's getting baked. That said, thank you for the fan art submission. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do it is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. That said, guys, this is the document about Pathways, the interactive learning package on extremism for 11 to 18-year-olds. Now, I actually agree with this idea, because I don't think edutainment is a terrible idea. And if you're trying to get people to not be extremists, sure, why not? Why not? Axel says, I will not be skillet shamed. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. So this game is supposed to go over extremism, terrorism, the process of becoming radicalized to enjoy terroristic violence. Pathways is described as a interactive learning package developed by Shoutout UK, Hull Council, and East Riding Council as part of the Prevent program funded by the Home Office. The game seeks to inform and educate young people between the ages of 11 to 18 years old about radicalization and extremism, with a particular focus on online interactions with the extreme right wing. The learning package invites the users to make decisions for a local character as they navigate scenarios in which they are exposed to extreme ideologies. The scenarios begin with mild introductions to extreme narratives and conversations, escalating to extreme behaviors throughout the game as the character learns more about the harmful extreme right-wing narratives. Now, does it go into the characters here? Ah, here's one of them. This character right here. This character right here has been named Amelia. How many of you are familiar with Amelia? And I'm just curious, because like so many of my audience, we're in a niche, right? People who care about politics, but also care about, you know, funny cartoon avatars. So if any of you, Gideon says more than I like, you know more than you like about Amelia, is that what you're saying? Gideon says there's an entertaining Chainsaw Man inspired fan art of her. So, like I said, the fan art is the part that has me a little bit concerned, because some of the fan art that has been created in regards to this character, or in many cases AI generated in response to this character, have been more than a little problematic. Now, there was an incident where this VTuber, Powder, actually did a short with a VTuber avatar of Amelia, where she said that you should be upset with ICE because they're not doing enough. They should be doing more. They should be doing more. They should be hurting more people. They should be deporting more people. They should... You get the idea. You get the idea. And a lot of VTubers are actually finding a decent bit of fame, I guess. How dare Amelia. I guess they're finding a decent bit of fame in just existing in this controversy. Here, I actually have this one right here.
And Powder have a moderate opinion about illegal immigrants. You know what I think is an extreme opinion to have? I think an extreme opinion to have is to let all of the illegal immigrants into our country. Just let them in. Who cares? Who cares about your people? Who cares about your family? Oh no. How dare...
Okay. You get the idea, I hope. It's a very, very weird, like, I'm super pro-ICE, I have the moderate opinion. My moderate opinion is that actually it's okay for us to do everything we can to get rid of immigrants. Instead of trying to naturalize immigrants into the country so that any problems you may think that they may have will come down to not a difference in culture, but a difference in mentality like with any other fucking criminal. Instead, we have that. And it's all stemming from a fandom that is being created around this character. Now, I'm going to show you something that is entirely AI generated. You know, fun trigger warning, AI generation, because there are some people in my audience who are very, 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 very non-receptive to stuff like that, and that is entirely fine and valid. But, let me see here. Do I have it here? I do have it here. I do have it here. We are going to be watching a video together here in a second. And you see the beginning of you just see the sensual lips that are definitely AI generated. We'll talk about that here in a second. Agamotto says the only good AI is Skynet. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree. 110%. Lenari says, I feel icky. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. But real quick, before we get into that, let's look up a little bit of the stuff that we can see from this actual page on Amelia. We see Amelia saying someone in the class tells Charlie that this is proof that immigrants are coming to the UK to take their jobs. Amelia is part of an anti-immigration protest. And then we've got the memes. Amelia says, Charlie, will you help me secure a future for the white race? Charlie, please. Will you help me secure a future for the white race? We have, I fucking hate you and hope you die. England for the English. So much fan art has been created by people, and I say created because sometimes it's fan art that has been made, and sometimes it's just AI generated shitbag shit, where it is all about how no, this is just our right-wing waifu. This is just our right-wing waifu. Anyway, I would say enjoy, but I don't know if I can actually enjoy this. The first thing I want to note is because it's AI generated, how awfully fucking inconsistent her character design is. Sometimes she has spiked boots, sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she has a skirt, sometimes she has a dress. Sometimes she has a long jacket, sometimes she has a short jacket. Sometimes the skirt blends in. Yeah, sometimes the jacket is spiky as well. And sometimes it's not. See, not spiky, now it's spiky.
British not skittish, my jolly good chap. British not skittish and done with this crap. British not skittish with the noise from the nap to take you. For your skull a good rap, raise your pint lads in the back street. Pub below, flashing purple threads, dystopic window. Held the goal they created and couldn't control. Amelia girl was such an own goal. Fish and chips on the lips, they were cracking their whips. I say now have you all seen these sad selling clips? Bloody 1984 on the floor. Sad propaganda that's looking so poor they can't conceal you. Amelia, the natural appeal, you mean straight to the top and so real we can feel you. Amelia.
So I want you to imagine for a second. I just want you to imagine for a second that you are a younger person on the internet. You are very much in the avenue of a person who really, really, really enjoys being dissident, really enjoys being the edgy kid in the class, the edgy guy in the conversation, the guy who plays devil's advocate. You really value that. This would speak to you immediately. I want to show you this, not because I think this is great and amazing and artistic, but an aspect of knowing how your enemy works, an aspect of knowing how people who disagree with you work is look at the things that they are making, look at the things that they are finding appealing, and tell me what you see. In the comment section, after you're done subscribing, tell me what you get from this. And now that you're done writing in the comment section what you're getting from this, or waiting to write later, let's see.
Amelia, you popped off the line between the darkest fear and what's yours and mine.
Like, fucking, the lyrics actually make perfect sense given the context. Given the context, I'm just gonna rewind for it real quick. Oh, Amelia, voice sounds like a fine, just inspiringly oblivious game design. Purple Shadow recast, coronated by our queen, not meant to be based, but you came out clean. Because the entire point of the character was to show that this is bad. This is not what you want to do. This is not what you want to be. Ari says, Vosh has his problems, but he raised a really good point once upon a time. Evil people prosper in no small part because being seen as the rebel is cool. It's cool to feel like you are the one the world opposes. That's why it's better to mock these people than to vilify them, because they want to be seen as the villains, because they think it gives them aura. And when you want to be a bad bitch, you aren't going to settle for the positions you think are the establishment. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to give you guys a foolproof strategy in regards to shit like this. We need to be doing this. We do not need to be the ones acting like victims, acting like the ones who have been slighted. We need to be operating from a position of being correct and fighting against a system. Not as victims, but as rebels. That is the image that the left needs. And when we get up in our fucking fifis fighting each other over tiny minutia, we just look like just little bitches. We just look useless.
Boys will run from a thunderclap. British not skittish and done with this crap. Tried to shut it all down, but you ran a fool lap. White fools left in chorus, the memes on tap. Look straight ahead now, stormtroopers don't dash you for rivers and soil and the damn cold air. Pull the plug quick when plans got out of hand. Guess they never heard, but dear Ostroy's on what they tried to suppress. The evil shadow ban like Bob's your uncle or press the homeland. But echoes don't die once you know their name. And slamming the lid is just boosting the fame. Not hating her eyes, just stop and refrain. This green old eye won't be conquered again. Locked by the sea when the speech isn't free. This sea you and tease those of reality. Protect your grand, let the Shire be. Shut the shite down, fuck the BBC.
So the idea, the entire idea, is that I'm this rebel, I'm this person who is just trying to protect the integrity of my country. I have seen a ton of Amelia videos. The most interesting one was this one, but there was another interesting one that I saw where the character was being shown as like this post-mortem hero that was completely misunderstood in life as an anime character, where like she died either by a suicide or by martyrdom or something. And the entire video is just like, I see now, I understand, you just wanted to protect your culture, I understand now, I'm so sorry, Amelia. It was like the POV was from this like sycophantic Amelia simp.
Amelia, a pearl in the wire, the red flag who fan the flames of the fire, the ones who remember the pride but dawn, the footy on Saturdays and the long gone.
Fucking showing a fucking full English. Or at least an AI-generated attempt at a full English. And I know that there's so many goddamn inconsistencies in this that just look awful. And these smear frames, like this smear frame right here, you could just make a profile picture. Because it's just painful. But remember, it is quick, it can be pumped out en masse, and it can be used as propaganda to get a whole bunch of people on your side because they go, oh, cool anime waifu who loves being British. Also, did you notice the different YouTubers that are being shown here? Did you notice them? Because we've seen early in the video, it was Sargon of Akkad, I believe, at an earlier junction. We have seen, I think that was Count Dankula, right? Yeah, that's Count Dankula because he's got the pug. He's got the pug there, so that's Count Dankula. So it's just a whole bunch of people who are, I think Asmund was shown in the very beginning, right? I believe so. Not here. Oh, yep. Did I fuck? Oh, yep, there it is. That's fucking Asmon with the stack of Dr. Pepper cans. It said Nero and Evil was an interesting drop too. Definitely saw Sargon near the beginning. Yep, there's the Roach King. Always, always, always. So here's all of these YouTubers that are on our side. These are the cool guys. These are the guys that you should be seeing. You know what's wild about this? If I talk about any prominent left-wing creator, any of them right now, any of the ones that are like over 100K plus, there are very few I'm going to find that are non-controversial. I can grab like GM Skeptic as a very non-controversial person, at least one that I haven't seen embroiled in controversies. But once you start getting to like Philosophy Tube, ContraPoints, Vosh, Destiny, Hassan, once you start getting to those levels, suddenly all of those people fucking hate each other. All of those people, for various reasons, hate each other. Contra and Vosh had a falling out. Vosh and Destiny had a falling out. Hassan and Destiny had a falling out. Fucking Philosophy Tube and Contra had a falling out. So many of these people who are in the upper echelons of the political conversation on the left all fucking hate each other instead of working together despite their disparate ideologies. And so they get seen as these different people. But when you go on the right, which, by the way, I have been, if you guys didn't know about my funny little experiment on the Suris Bits channel, my Suris Bits channel has been being fed exclusively on an algorithm of right-wing content. So the only things it sees are right-wing shit, and the conversation over on that end, there's not as much infighting. There's really not. It's just a giant fucking network of people who will either collaborate with each other or reference each other's stuff and say, oh yeah, no, that guy's based. Oh yeah, no, that guy's great. It feels so weird to be on the side of people that could consume each other from the fucking Ouroboros that we are. Agamotto says, where did you even find this? Again, the beauty, the absolute beauty of creating a secondary account and feeding it entirely on an algorithm of right-wing nonsense. It is so much easier to find the things that they are passing amongst each other like fucking notes in a school. I don't think there's anything else of real worth to be gained out of here. Of course. So we have Harry Potter, of course. Expensive petroleum. We have Harry Potter being referenced here. Oh my god, look at this. Fantastic. She's bloody brilliant. Identities allowed to be resilient, so you have her with Doge, which of course got mostly appropriated by fucking right-wing shit as well.
Now there's a million Amelias. Now there's a million Amelias.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. We've got fucking... You know, it's funny, you get, like, the TARDIS firing its way through shit, but you also get fuck the BBC here. Yeah, of course they have Daleks there. It's a celebration of British culture. It's fuck the BBC, but also look at all the cool stuff the BBC made. Air says fucking Solo Leveling and Code Geass and Doctor Who references when all of them would hate this. But again, they just see this as like, this is the culture, this is the stuff we made, this is the stuff that's awesome about us, and why would you hate it? And the real takeaway for me is that we should be having more fun while shitting on right-wing opinions. We should have more fun while doing it. We should be able to say our convictions with a straight face, but we should be able to have more fun doing it. And I know that's hard when you're on the back foot. It's way easier when you're the majority opinion that has the fucking government behind you. But you're trying to argue that you're the rebel? That's what the MAGA movement has done for years. It's Christian persecution dialed up to the nines. I know it's harder when you're not really... It's harder when you really are the victim instead of just playing the victim. At the same time, I think the takeaway for me is that we need to be doing that. You don't need to be doing a fucking AI-generated video, because... who the fuck wants you to do that? But like, at the same time, if you were to do an AI generated video that has a bunch of the left-wing content creators all like rallying around each other with our ideas about healthcare and shit, it's the tool the enemy is using at this fucking point. You've got a couple of options. The best option you could have, instead of AI generating this, if you wanted to show the actual values of the left while also fighting against this, how many of you have seen the artist collaborations where each artist is responsible for about 5 seconds of animation? But in the end, you end up with like a 3-minute video that is a collage of all of their disparate ideas. Now, that's what this AI generation was. Absolutely. 100%. But all it has is the idea. It doesn't have the soul. Do you want to go ahead and show left-wing ideas as being cool and edgy and shit? Take from the right-wing playbook and do it with your principles. Start a multi-animator project. Do the same thing. Get somebody who's really good at music producing and singing and talk about left-wing ideas, and do the same thing with content creators. I'd love if you put me in it, but you don't fucking have to. I don't care who you put in it. I don't care if all the people who you put in it all fucking hate each other. We need to stop selling the idea that we're the goddamn Ouroboros that eat each other alive at the first fucking at the first fucking chance we do. We need to stop that. We need to sell the idea of a further unified left with ideas that are rooted in humanitarian values that we can all get behind. And we need to get really good at making that idea look fucking cool. Because that is the playbook the right wing is using right now. And we have every ability to do it as long as everybody is willing to contribute a little bit. You want to do a multi-animator project? Go right ahead. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagittarius, you know I'm not saying that last part, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.